Tony, thank you. The family of a former Rhode Island resident who died in police custody in Tennessee last month is planning to pursue legal action. The daughter-in-law of Lisa Edwards, who was only recently left Rhode Island to move back to Tennessee, says body camera video shows her mother-in-law was in clear distress. 12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie joins us now live in studio with new reaction from the family. Alex?
Well, Mike, Lisa Edwards was a longtime Knoxville resident and moved to Rhode Island in 2018 to be closer to family. However, she recently made the choice to move back to Tennessee last month, and on the flight there, she began experiencing medical issues. Body camera footage shows Lisa Edwards after she was discharged from the second of 2 hospitals in just days after landing in Tennessee.
They want you gone. I'm talking.
On February 5th, she's seen in a hospital wheelchair in a parking garage in Knoxville, being told by a security guard she was discharged from the hospital. But Edwards refuses to leave.
Yes, ma'am, you're going to have to get in.
My ankle.
The confrontation leads to Edwards being arrested for trespassing. She and police struggle to put her into a police van.
This is the Lord's Day. All I want to do is give me some coffee and some oatmeal. I'm not going to deal with your mess this morning. We've already spent too much time on you.
Edwards is eventually placed into a cruiser where an officer later discovers she's unresponsive. The daughter-in-law of Edwards says the family plans to sue 2 separate hospitals that treated her mother-in-law, as well as Knoxville police.
People are saying, oh, well, the police officers aren't medical trained. They're not medically trained professionals. Well, devil's advocate here. Okay, let's say, yes, they're not medically trained. Guess what? If somebody's complaining of something that is a medical issue, go get the people who are medically trained. If you're not, you can't be the judge of whether or not somebody is faking it if you're not medically trained.
While 4 Knoxville police officers are being investigated for their treatment of Edwards, the Knox County District Attorney's office announced it would not be pressing criminal charges, saying law enforcement actions did not contribute to the death of Edwards. An autopsy determined Edwards died of a stroke that day. Live in studio, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.
Tonight we're hearing from the family of a former Rhode Island woman who died in police custody in Tennessee last month.
Lisa Edwards' family says they're planning to pursue legal action after body camera footage was released showing Knoxville police officers arresting her for trespassing when she refused to leave a hospital, saying she needed help.
12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie talked to Edwards' family this afternoon. Alex?
Well, the daughter-in-law of Edwards' family says the family plans to sue 2 separate hospitals that treated her mother-in-law, as well as Knoxville police. The DA in Knox County said the officers would not be charged as their actions did not contribute to Edwards' cause of death, which was ruled a stroke. This was one of many cries for help captured on body camera video when Lisa Edwards was being arrested for trespassing after she didn't want to leave the Knoxville Medical Center she had just been discharged from.
Get a stretcher.
Get a stretcher?
Yeah.
Why we need a stretcher?
I can't breathe.
In the video, officers struggle for about 25 minutes to move Edwards into a police van. Edwards continues to ask for help, but Knoxville police officers think she's faking her incapacity.
She was walking fine. They discharged her, and she was still walking fine. She just, now she's playing games.
Eventually, she gets put into a police cruiser. Video shows she tried to sit upright, but then is out of sight and an officer finds her unresponsive.
It is just horrific. I don't know how else to explain it.
The daughter-in-law of Edwards, August Boylan, told me before this footage went public, she was able to review it with the Knox County District Attorney. The DA announced Monday her office would not be pressing charges against police and that at no time did law enforcement interaction cause or contribute to the 60-year-old's death.
Clinically, you can see her stroke start to finish. And that's something that is just, it's just mind-blowing to me, as a nurse. And even you don't have to be medically trained to see that there was something wrong with her.
Boylan tells me her mother-in-law had moved to Rhode Island from Tennessee in 2018, but decided to move back last month to stay with a longtime friend. The 4 police officers involved in her arrest are on paid administrative leave, pending the outcome of an internal investigation there. Live in studio, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.